Let's see here.
There's numerous duo amounts of places you can
Numerous
look.
Duo.
Numerus Duo.
All right, so welcome to the Numerus Duo cast and crew panel here. I'm Ron George. I was one of the special effects makeup artists on the film, and we have a whole bunch of us here in the in this Zoom meeting here. And I just wanted to, we'll start with Nick and like introduce yourself, your role in the film, you know, how you got involved with the film, and then we'll go around and hit everybody.
Yep, I'm Nick Fiorella. I'm the writer and director of Numerus Duo, and wrote the script and then passed it around to Mike and Dustin to start, and they gave me feedback on the original first draft, and then just slowly started putting it together from there. We'll pass it off to Dustin.
I'm Dustin Lee, and I am the co-producer and director of photography for Numerus Duo. Also helped out with a little bit of editing and some minor special effects shots, although Nick did the heavy lifting for all the CGI type stuff. So yeah, I was one of the first to take a look at the script and loved the absurdity of it, and Nick and I kind of worked on it to get it even to, I think, even more absurd levels. We had a finished script, so. Yep.
Yeah, Dustin came up with the idea for the nun in the stall next to McKenna, which is a big favorite for the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who's next, Dustin?
You want to throw it to Mike?
Yeah, can you guys see me? I'm sorry.
I don't know. Is that you? I'm not sure if that's you though.
Actually, I'm Mike's twin brother, Lance. No, it's me. Yes, I was producer on the movie. Nick had approached me early on to talk about it, and actually the funny part about it was the concept was we were going to make a trailer out of it as like a spoof trailer, like really make it like a Tarantino, like what was that movie?
Grindhouse.
Grindhouse. Yeah. That was initially where I got the idea. To do it as a fake trailer.
The whole idea was to make it like a spoof trailer, and I basically told him, I said, I'm on board and I'll be there to help with whatever, and we went from there. And
all right, Mike, who's next? You got to pass off the baton.
Yeah, you got to kick it to somebody.
Let's see. Let's go to McKenna. She's right next to me on my screen here. Let's go to the star of the movie.
Okay, I am McKenna Wayburn, and I played Crystal, who's like the little girl who gets possessed by the demon poop thing.
You did a great job.
Beautifully put.
Who's next? Who you picking?
Oh, I'm picking?
Yeah, you get to pick.
All right, let's go to Rick then.
What? Me? I'm Rick Montgomery Jr. and I play Father Priest. No. I don't know why they asked me, because I don't look like a priest, but you know.
But you're a great actor, that's why.
Oh yeah. I'm free.
I thought you did an amazing job. That was a key piece of casting in the beginning, for sure.
Oh, I get to pick. My adversarial nun, you.
I am Shelby Brunn, and I play, I would say, the nasty nun.
Nasty.
But
I like
yes, the strict nun. So I play her. I saw that they were casting, and I saw who was involved. I saw Dustin, I saw Nick, and I wanted to be a part of the project. So submitted, audition, and fortunate to be on here with you guys. Great time.
We're gonna call you Sister Ratchet, like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yes, that would be similar to what I think who she is. Yeah. Yes, not all.
I like nun nasty.
Yeah.
And
takes her position a little too serious. She's not that friendly nun that you're going to confide in. You're not going to her if there's a problem. Oh, I go to the other nun, the nice nun hiding in the bathroom.
None.
Why don't I pass it off to Anita?
I'm Anita Bergman, and I played the nice nun who said the profanity. So, and I saw the advertisement, I think, for the position on Southern Ohio Filmmakers, or maybe Mid Ohio. I think it was Mid Ohio. So I was, when I read the part, I was extremely excited because my favorite thing about acting is being a character. I like that better than anything else. The more bizarre or strange it is what I go for. I really gravitate to that. I will say that when I saw the movie, I was actually really surprised, and because I don't know anyone, how wonderful it was. And the reason I say that is because I've been in so many independent films, and there are only a few that have the quality that this movie had. Most of the time, they just kind of seem a little drab or something. And I think you guys did a great job, and I'm really excited about how it's being accepted, and I expect it to do even better. So.
Well, everyone loved your performance, Anita. Everyone I talked to points it out.
Good.
Anita, I gotta say, I didn't even recognize you. I was like, "Who's this blonde woman I've never met before?"
I wasn't gonna say that.
God, that's the nun in the stall next door. So I got to give you kudos to that. That was, yeah, that's getting lost in character right there.
So our final actor.
So for you who don't know me, I'm Mitch Rangelovic, and I played the altar boy. And my mom does a lot of like casting stuff, and so she kind of came to me and she said, "Hey, there's this short film. Would you like to like be a part of it?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. I like doing this stuff," and I joined it, and I honestly had a lot of fun. I read the script. When I saw the script, I thought it was kind of funny. Like it's like this very serious like church scene, and then it starts going. It just kind of flies off the handle. But I thought it was really funny. And yeah, I enjoyed every part of being on set. So.
And thanks again for your poop mug that you got me.
Yeah.
My name is BJ Halsall. I'm the casting director and first assistant director for Numerus Duo. I saw the script pretty early on, and Nick handed me the script, and I just kept reading, and I'm like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit.
No pun intended.
No pun whatsoever.
That's my line.
And yeah, when I got to that line, I was like, there it is. But yeah, I loved the script. It's very me, very my humor, and that's why it made it such a great movie to make with these people, because everybody had the same sense of humor. And then casting was pretty easy. I put out a bunch of casting posts on different Facebook groups, and probably Neo Ohio Pal. I think I put it out there too. And then just all the responses that we got a ton of people that wanted to play all the different roles. So there was no role that we were really missing. We had a good choice, and I think we picked the best of the bunch. So, and then first assistant director on set. I mean, it was a blast being on set. The one thing that I guess I didn't know ahead of time, I thought it was all going to be VFX, visual effects, but there was a lot of practical effects, and that was probably my favorite thing about being on set.
Yeah.
Sure. Michelle?
I'm Michelle Sabato. I did costumes and props. I'm a Cleveland writer and actor and voiceover artist, but I know Nick because in our day jobs, as they say, we work for the same company. So we've gotten to know each other through that, and he kind of sheepishly said to me, "I have a script and I was just wondering if you like want to read it." And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Like I'm open to like reading anything." And then when he sent it to me, I was like, "Oh, this guy's really weird." No, but I mean, he
a little bit, yeah.
Back away very slowly.
Yeah, but no, I mean, since he's in Colorado and I'm local, he was just like, "Hey, like, can you help me with kind of doing whatever I ask you to do?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Like, yeah, I'll do anything." And I grew up Catholic, so I know a lot of what the costumes would be and like a lot of props that would be needed. So we kind of brainstormed and we came up with a whole like good versus evil color scheme. So like if you notice a lot of the girls, they're wearing like green ties, but McKenna's character is the only one that's wearing red. And we kind of put in like little subtle hints throughout using the costumes and props. Like I said, I grew up Catholic, so when I read the scene where like poop flies at a Bible, I was just like, no, dude, we're not doing that. Like, I'm not having you throw something at an actual Bible. So I went to like Half Price Books and I like just got a random book, but made the whole cover so it looked like a holy Bible because I just couldn't sleep at night knowing that we're like flinging chocolate at an actual Bible. I would be going straight to hell.
And it looks great. That stencil on the outside of the Bible, it looks really good. Like, I don't think anyone would have known the difference, you know?
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that's how I helped out. And yeah, I was just on set. It was really fun. And I was like really fortunate to be able to, this is like the third time I've shot in a church, which was really cool. And I immediately knew the parish priest because like all the priests are like my homies. So it was, yeah, it was very welcoming.
All right. Jordan, how about you start with for audio?
All right, I'm Jordan. I did the sound mixing on set. It was really crazy, just our different locations. We had big open church that echoed to all hell. And then we had a bathroom stall, which was first time, no, actually the second time I've recorded in a bathroom stall. And it's never easy. Shitty audio. BJ actually got me in on this film. He was like, so I'm kind of doing the thing. I know you don't do too much indie stuff now, but look at this. And I read the script and I was like, how could I not do this? Like this is just great. And I'm really glad I got in on it.
All right, Josh, how about you?
Hi, everybody. My name is Joshua Sui. I was sound designer, editor, audio post, and did some of the final mixing on the movie. I got into it from Dustin approached me. He's like, I got something that you're probably going to want to work on. And anytime Dustin's on something, I'm going to want to work on it anyway. So, but initially I didn't read the script until I started designing, quote unquote. I like to design from my gut. So it was just a lot of fun. I like doing the horror kind of stuff. And on top of that, I think Nick sent me something like 4 or 5 gigs of just fart sound effects, which my first 3 or 4 days, I didn't really get a lot done because just auditioning different like fart samples, like I honestly couldn't work because I was laughing too hard.
I helped
and
with, by the way.
And I'm based in Nashville and my roommate's like, what are you doing? I'm like, just hear me out. Let me get some progress on this and I'll show you what's going on. So it was a lot of fun and combined a lot of different horror elements and things like that I really like working on. And obviously just that the comedic aspect was a lot of fun just to, make those sounds. A lot of very interesting notes from Nick, like that needs to be wetter, make that heavier, like that. I'm like, I got you, man. I'll make it happen. Don't worry. So in the end, was very happy with it. I had my mother watch it at our house because I wanted to hear how it sounded through the sound bar and stuff in the living room. I'm like, please don't be too offended because she's like a super Catholic. And I'm like, try not to be too offended. And she's like, all right, that was actually pretty funny. So Thomas Dewey gave her thumbs up on it. So I think we're in good graces for everybody. So
nice. So the effects team, practical effects team.
Yeah, we're the practical effects team. I'm Jeremy Markham.
I'm John Jordan.
Jamie Janish.
And we made the poop.
And the
vomit. We were actually on vacation with Nick out in Colorado. And he told me about this movie. And I was like, dude, if you make this movie, you got to include me. You literally have to. Mm-hmm. And it took about a month after that before he called me. And I was about it. I was like 100% about it. He gave me air cannon and a fire extinguisher. and he
Yeah.
said, "Go wild."
That's all it took for me. I just heard poop cannon and I was in.
Yeah, I mean, I've been working as an artist for a long time, so getting to, apply some like special finishes, help create the cross prop that dropped. It was all really fun.
Yeah, and trying to figure out the viscosity of the poop mixture was definitely interesting. We had to figure out fried bean mixture and
chocolate syrup.
We had some pudding in there.
Yeah.
Different tints of brown.
Keeping it allergy safe for Mitch or Buddy.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
we
were
had
great.
peanut butter. No peanuts. We spent at least like 2 days just spitballing ideas.
No, you guys were amazing. Because I
Thank you.
remember when we arrived on set and you guys were like in the background, like putting these contraptions together. And I thought we were just gonna do it through a hose or something. And they're like, no, you press this button and then the poop flies right there. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
Like,
and the gravity well for the stall scene to make it all overflow. That was pretty interesting too. That was hard to figure out.
I gotta say, one of my favorite parts was Jeremy carrying the poo cannon, as we dubbed it, into the church in a guitar case, so we could see about what we were doing.
You gotta be respectful in those cases. Yeah.
Super discreet.
Yeah, I mean,
very low key.
Which I think is actually still in there in our garage.
Yeah,
believe it or not.
Yeah, it's
nice.
a permanent case.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like we were kind of strapped trying to figure out what we should do for the vomit scene.
Yeah.
And we ended up using a milk jug and some tubing. We just fed it up through Nurse Ratchet's or
Nun Ratchet's
Nun Ratchet's sleeve there. And Jeremy was squeezing it until his face turned red.
As best as I could.
But that ended up looking really good for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Eli, how about you with the music?
Hi, my name is Eli Manos. I just realized my thing says Eli the Mango, but I'm going to keep it like that. So
It does say that, yeah.
I did the music for Numerus Duo. This is Mr. Wazansky. He was a huge help on it as well. Yeah. And so I'm trying to remember. I think I was reached out by Nick. I was trying to remember, or I wasn't.
I did it.
Sure if someone. Oh yeah, Ron. Yeah, it was.
That's right. Ron recommended that I do it.
Yeah, Ron. Yeah, Ron messaged me, and then and I remember you were just telling me about it. And there was some kind of. I think you were like wording it as like an over-the-top exorcism film or something. And I was like, cool, let's do this thing. And then I got the first draft of it and I was just looking at it. It's like, this is fantastic. I'm so ready. And I just had so many ideas immediately.
No, and the big thing too is the organ. We have that girl in the beginning as the organist and it was meant to sort of play off of that. So that was something that Ron had brought up. Is like, oh, I know this guy Eli and he does play the actual organ and this and that.
That was something like I looked at immediately since this all took place in a church. I wanted to try to make it more or less very hymnal in a way. So like hear a lot of organ, a lot of choir. When things got real tense, you heard other instruments that worked really well with the sound effects that were added in and such. But so I wanted to kind of give it a sort of a church vibe to all of it.
For sure. No, I thought the score was awesome.
Thanks. Yeah, it was cool. It was one of my favorite projects. I never really got to do a horror comedy in this way before, so it was really fun. It was awesome.
So you were involved with most of the CGI stuff, Nick, then, or was it you and somebody else?
Dustin and I worked on those exterior shots together, and then then the rest of it I did myself. A lot of After Effects stuff with those flies, all the different flies in there are added, a lot of just masking to give it sort of a moody look. And then the company that Michelle had mentioned that we both worked for is a waterproofing construction company, products company. And I had this 3D plugin for liquid called RealFlow that's really, a robust 3D plugin. And I ended up, you can mess with the viscosities and this and that. So I ended up using this particle simulator to do a lot of the poop shots that were not, done in camera practically. But But yeah, mostly on my own with it.
Gotcha. I was only there on like Friday and Sunday, so I missed the Saturday shoot. But I remember Friday when I got there, you were showing me on your phone, like, here, this is going to be the intro. This is like a rough thing of the intro. And I remember like early on, you're like, I have like tons of this stuff. And I'm like, wow, this is going to be kind of cool. I was just kind of impressed because I never saw anybody or met anybody that actually just did that stuff, you know, on their own from scratch.
Oh yeah. I had like a story, like a previs of the movie. I think that I was showing you guys that where I put 3D characters together, and it's almost like a cartoon version of the movie. And that was kind of how I approached doing the storyboards, which, you know, like a great example of what it helped with from a blocking standpoint was Shelby, when you're like walking behind the girls in the beginning and you kind of walk back as you say your line, and it all kind of times up perfectly to Crystal getting the host and whatnot. I mean, yes, we could have figured that out in rehearsal, but I really was able to plan that out in the 3D program to get that to work just perfectly with the blocking. So I don't know, that was kind of an interesting approach that really helped for that sequence. And it also gave me something to show you guys to say, okay, this is what it's going to pretty much look like. And then, yeah, go from there. But
okay, well, Nick, how did you come up with the title?
That, I think it was right after I had finished the script, and I just thought it would be really funny if you could, you know, because the whole joke of the film is to trick people into thinking that it's like a legit horror film, and then all of a sudden it has this crazy twist. So my hope was that people would look at the title and go, Numerus Duo, okay, what does that mean? That seems ominous and scary. And if we did it in a font that was kind of scary, then maybe they wouldn't make the connection that it means number 2. And then, so, which is in Latin, it means number 2. So my hope is that they would then finish the movie and go, man, okay, Numerus Duo, and then go, oh my God, yeah, it means number 2, ha ha ha, I get it now. But you know, something ominous in the beginning, and then hopefully turns into a joke later.
And well, this is for everybody here. What's everybody's like favorite maybe blooper or maybe behind the scenes thing that didn't make the film, but you know, it was just funny to the whole cast and crew? Does anybody have a good moment like that?
When they brought in the fake legs for McKenna, I think it was Jamie who was like laying on the ground with like these legs like in her arms, and then she's like in the stall like this, so it looks like this weird like human centipede like with like the red light and like the smoke coming up from behind it. But it was just like a quick like 5-second clip like right before the take started. That was probably my favorite.
I agree with that. Yeah. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Jimmy.
As I said, it's just that was such a funny moment. I still think about it and laugh sometimes. Like it's
truly an unholy sight for sure.
Oh my God. Yeah, as far as memorable moments for me, that was when that door first flew open. That was probably one of the most surreal things I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, it was like honestly scary. And boy, I mean, I just gave McKenna sort of blocking things. Like, you got to really like scream. That's probably about all the direction I gave her. And then she just came out with that. What you see in the film is pretty much what you know McKenna came out with on the first take. Like, and it scared me and it scared everyone behind the camera. And yeah, it was a huge adrenaline rush for sure.
Oh, there's the picture. Yeah.
Oh wow.
That looks like something from Oh My.
Oh, that's great.
Dear Lord.
Yeah, Dustin, we need that too.
That's creepy.
That's amazing.
Just the light on top of you.
Oh, Dustin, that looks like Terminator Judgment Day. Like they're all getting blown in the flames, and she's
something
like,
truly hellish.
I thought it was pretty funny when you were doing when I was in the stall and they were trying to shoot the poo onto my shoes just perfectly and the texture, and they kept, that was, and then, okay. Then they were telling me, lift your legs up higher, higher. I just thought that was hilarious how that was all working out. And I think I still have some of it on my shoe. I'm sure some of it didn't come out. So.
Yeah, and my mom did the catering, which I thought she did a pretty good job.
She did phenomenal.
Yeah, good. Yeah, great job.
She made poopy brownies or cupcakes or something, I think, too.
Yeah, they were phenomenal.
Tell her I said hi.
I will for sure.
Yeah, she's nice.
I think it seemed like you guys were a little worried when we were gonna light up that poop cannon. Like,
Yeah, I was really worried.
You know, if it was gonna be too much, and we were like testing it with the PSI, and like so it wouldn't be too much.
Yeah.
Well, let me just speak about that. It was a little shocking because it was supposed to go over, I think, all three of us, and the cannon goes off, and it was to my face. I was like,
oh no.
Did you get that? And Nick's like, yeah, we got it.
Like, don't move, leave it there.
I think it covered you guys and the back.
Yeah, I tried as hard as I could to go center mass on the Bible. Or on the fake Bible.
Fake Bible.
Yeah.
Control the poop cannon.
We tested it a whole lot. We knew it was going to be great when we caked our friend Lars.
Yeah, we actually have a strong video of shooting our friend with this thing after we had done the initial tests on like the back of our shed, which still has like a stain.
Yeah.
But,
Forever stained.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually made 5 gallons of pre-mixed duty.
And we ran out. We were at the end.
Yeah, we almost totally ran out.
ran out of
Needed
poop?
more. I think you guys had to run up to the store to try to find some more, and like we couldn't find
Yeah.
the right mixture.
Yeah, we had to mix pudding and all this stuff. We were like we were scrambling there at the very end.
Yeah, I think we should have had double that amount, honestly.
Yeah, it's just a mixture of pea soup and some dye coloring.
Yeah.
Yeah, the puke looked really good.
Yeah, it turned out so well.
I got to say with that, because I worked with the lighting when we were in the bathroom, and that app and that lighting set from Clinton Camera Rental was like amazing, and it's very user friendly too. It was not difficult, and for me being a person that's not really, within the lighting department, this is actually very convenient and easy, and it was so nice because there was time where Dustin came up to me or Nick came up to me and was like, hey, a little less of that, a little bit more of this. And it was so easy to, and really all it was is
on
just
your phone, right? Or iPad?
No, it was on they Cleveland Camera
supply
gave you
the iPad, right?
an iPad, and like the app was already there. And so it took a little bit, like when I was getting, acclimated with it, but then once you did, it was pretty easy. And I gotta say that, like, if anybody is looking to ever rent that out, it's well worth it, and it's user friendly, and it worked out for this film beautifully.
Yeah, no, those were good. That was those like Astera pixel tubes, right, Dustin?
Astera pixel tubes.
Astera pixel tubes.
It was an 8-pack, so they look like fluorescent light banks, but they're actually programmable LEDs. And they're fully mobile too, so they're all battery powered, which is really helpful for us. So yeah, we strung them up like alongside walls and underneath the stalls, like they're really mobile. And then they could simulate like fire and lightning effects and stuff too, which added for the atmospheric like lighting that we were looking for in the stall. So like when Nick and I first started talking about like what that was going to look like that room, like we figured out pretty quick that like we would have to have something that could simulate that. So like newer LED lights are the way to go for that kind of thing. Like they've just kind of shot up in popularity because you can simulate a police car light, and not have to get a real police car on set, like if it's an off-camera type of thing. Same with like the fire effects. Like Airy Sky Panel was the other thing that we had in there for the lightning. It was a big light bank. Yeah, the little pixel tubes are the really fun ones that you could control with an iPad. So it's just like using, what is it, like the Philips Hue light bulbs, or like the things that you can control in your house with an app. If you understand how to operate something like that, you could operate the lighting system with a little bit of training. So
they're super versatile. Yeah, I mean, in that photo you showed, we had 2 of them underneath McKenna, and I think we put one right on top of Jamie's chest as she was holding the legs and stuff. Like, yeah, you can kind of just, they're so easy to, customize on the spot.
Okay, so what was the like the cinematography process like? With the storyboarding and the editing and color grading and all that fun stuff. You want to tell us about that process?
Yeah, no, I mean, Dustin and I early on started baking out different shots and stuff. And I did, as I said before, I put like a previz animation together that kind of planned everything out But even before I put that together, Dustin and I went to the church in the bathroom and just went with a camera and tested a bunch of different angles with him and I sitting in the spots, and found some of the angles that ultimately I used in that previs just by going there and scouting the location. Yeah, and it was a collaboration of even like almost like drafts of the movie with Dustin with these storyboards. Like I think I sent you early, renditions of these storyboards, and we went back and forth on that, and then we eventually nailed down exactly, what we created the shot list based on.
Right. Yeah. I would say out of the, so I direct, and I also like can DP, like be a director of photography on films, and it was fun to wear the director of photography hat on this. And Nick like had a very specific idea of how he wanted everything to look, and like the right camera angles. And because we were able to scout ahead of time, and because he did the previs work ahead of time, like basically the movie had already been shot before we shot it, and we knew exactly where the lights were going to be. So there's still the actual trouble of like physically setting everything up, but anyone who's been on a set knows that the most time consuming part is the rigging up of all the lights and the equipment. That takes up the most amount of time. And a lot of times you're messing with lights on where are they going to be, where are they going to sit, this doesn't look right, this does, let's change this, let's do that. And that really eats up a lot of time on a set. And what really I think helped us was the previs work that Nick did, and the advanced scouting that we did to look and see, like in the bathroom, okay, there's a couple windows that if we stuck a light through from the outside, we could get some sharp light like coming in, like a ray of light or something. And if we want to get like a lightning effect, we could put it over here. And just figuring all of that out ahead of time, I think saved us a lot of time during shooting, because we knew that there was gonna be a lot of intensive practical effects that were gonna require that time instead. And then as far as like the look and feel for it, obviously like it's a horror film, and we wanted to make it look like a legitimate horror film, like even though it's a comedy. And this is one thing we came back to with Story too. Nick was very clear that he wanted it to be played straight by the actors. Like the actors didn't realize that they were in a comedy, and I think that comes through in their performances. And the look of the film reflects that too. It doesn't realize that you would light a comedy differently than you would light a horror film, but we still treated it that way. So that was the approach that we took with lighting, same as the actors did in their performances.
I must say you guys were much more efficient than many other indies I've been on, and actually you had me moving faster because I didn't have to wait on lighting for hours.
It's frustrating, like when you're on a set, and I've been on other sets, like as just like as crew, not just helping out, and like seeing like how much time gets eaten up, and as films I've directed too, seeing sometimes how much time gets eaten up just from friggin' lighting. And it really, like, I'm an impatient guy by nature, so like the fact that we planned out as much as we could on where the lights were gonna to live on the set, I think helped us get through. Like normally I think this probably would have been like a 5-day shoot otherwise, like we probably would have had a couple extra production days if we hadn't planned out as meticulously as we did.
I think other than Eli, I was probably one of the last people to be brought on to the production. I believe when I was approached, BJ hooked us up on Facebook Messenger, and we chatted a couple times. And I think you were saying like you were at the airport and you were like on your way here or something like that. And but you had sent me a picture and you said, okay, I want McKenna to kind of look like this. And then you had another makeup artist who did it. And when I got to the McKenna's place to do the makeup, I remember I was like, well, what did the other thing look like? And you had like two completely different ideas. Like the other person, you gave her a completely different image to look at, and then mine was this. And it was like, huh, it was interesting. What was the reasoning behind the two different images that you had? Was it something you just an afterthought, or what was the process or the reasoning for that?
I mean, early on, and I'll try to make this quick. When we were approaching like how we would do the makeup, you know, it's either do you go a realistic approach or do you go like an Augustus Gloop type, or what's the Veruca Salt, or what's the girl that turns into a blueberry? You know, like I was talking to my brother
Violet.
about the
You're
makeup.
turning violet,
Violet, you're turning Violet.
That's duh. You know, do you approach this more realistic and then you leave it up to like, you know, CGI effects after, or do you try to do something like a Violet type makeup where she's like filling up with poop and stuff? And as great as that idea could have been from a time perspective, it really, you know, kind of made me kind of halt a little bit. And I also thought a more realistic approach would be more in line with the horror element of it, of taking it kind of, you know, seriously. I think so. Originally, I was thinking, oh, we should do some kind of crazy makeup like that. But then I decided against it after doing some makeup tests, and yeah, the journey of the makeup. Because yeah, we had somebody doing it in the beginning, and then that was kind of another late to the game of it with you, Ron. You kind of came in, but you, like Mitch, came in like, you know, fairly late in the pre-production process, and then killed it. It was awesome. But
Cool. What was what's everybody's first impression of the completed project? What was everybody like? Let me hear what your thoughts are. First time that we were sent that private link and said, check this out.
I was shocked at the beginning. I thought the beginning just completely, it was beautiful and scary. I just thought it was a beautiful scene with the lightning and the ominous music and everything. I thought it was really, really beautiful. So
it didn't seem like an indie.
Yeah.
No, it didn't.
Blown away at the production value.
Very professional.
Very professional.
Yeah.
awesome. I'm glad to hear it. And that, of course, plays into the joke of it all, is that it feels
Exactly.
like this very professional movie, and then all of a sudden, you know, and it
Yeah.
teased the audience up to think it's going to be like The Exorcist, and then it's
Perfect misdirect.
yeah, real and then
And then unfortunately this year we had COVID happen. So the actual festivals that this has gone to have all been virtual. Tell me about that.
I mean, so far it's been going really well, just in terms of the festivals and stuff, and the feedback that I've gotten. But of course, this movie especially is just so dependent on the crowd experience. And I mean, I've watched it with, you know, a handful of people at a time, and it does get the responses it's supposed to get, where they're like super into it in the beginning, and then when that first demonic fart happens, they're kind of like, "What the hell is that?" You know, and then it kind of plays out how it's supposed to from there with each moment. But yeah, I mean, it's been doing well, but yeah, it would have been nice to be there. So I do have a list that I put together. So right now, and we're going to be sending this out for the next like year from now. So it's been, you know, 6 to 8 months now. So as far as film festivals that it's gotten into and that it's going to play at, there's 20 total. And so far it's won 12 awards and it's gotten 3 nominations. So it seems like it's getting well received.
Woo!
Yeah.
We're a hit.
Which it started by winning this festival called the Super Effed Up Online Film Festival.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Which was a perfect start.
They had some
Well,
crude
it was a
stuff in
shoo-in
that,
for
too.
that. I mean,
It did. But it also won Best Short Horror at the Chicago Horror Film Festival as well, and a number of other ones. It won Best Practical Effects at one, Best Performances. McKenna got Best Actress in one of the.
Yay.
So, so far, so good, as far as like the response, and people seem to like it.
Where would we find like more information about the movie? Like as far as websites, like do you have pictures from behind the scenes and stuff anywhere posted, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, we have a Facebook page for Numerus Duo, and then the big thing is this for Halloween weekend. We are, and I'll let Dustin speak to this because it was his idea, and it's a fantastic idea.
So since, you know, it's been kind of rough to get people to, you know, watch this in a large crowd, like another alternative besides submitting to festivals, and like, you know, it's tough to get a crowd or to get a sizable amount of people to go on to a, like go to Vimeo and pay $10 or like to do a rental thing, like, to give something like that they can easily access for, even if it's a short amount of time. Like YouTube offers an option to, when you upload a video, you can do a live premiere. So you put up a link, ahead of time, and it just has like a countdown ticker that tells you like this is going to premiere in 24 hours or whatever. And it creates a sense of anticipation for a new YouTube upload, which is hopefully what we're doing with the YouTube premiere for Numerus Duo, which is at the time of, I guess, this Q&A, once it's released, it will have already happened. So hopefully we'll have had a nice crowd watching it. And the nice thing is people can, there's a chat box in the YouTube window that people can throw in comments while they're watching it. And filmmakers, like, we can sit on it as well and do kind of like a text-based Q&A, like while people are actually watching the film, which is really nice. After the YouTube premiere is finished, it'll sit for a few days. We'll take it down and set it to private while it continues its festival run. But ultimately, like, its permanent home will be on YouTube, and then whatever other streaming sites we can work on. Like, I just launched, like, Maple Films has an Amazon Prime page now, so all the other productions that we've done in the past under Maple Films live on Amazon streaming. So I imagine at some point, like, this film could end up there as well.
Nice.
Great opportunity for everyone to share it too with the friends and family and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Right.
Well, in conclusion, does anybody want to shout out any of the projects or up and coming things that they're working on?
Yeah, I got one. It's called Dear Zoe. And I play Momo, which is the grandmother of Theo Rossi and great-grandmother of Sarah Sadie. She's the little redheaded girl from Netflix Stranger Things. So the character's kind of another crazy character, which I'm really excited about. And she and her daughter are kind of like hotties that wear big hair and spiked heels and big boobs. So we're quite the couple. We wear Pittsburgh Steelers t-shirts to church, and so it's not a big part, but they kind of stand out. So it's going to be pretty exciting. But it'll come out next year because, COVID. So I don't know when it'll be, but that's called Dear Zoe. It should be pretty cool. So,
nice.
Yeah. Sadie Silky. That's what it is.
Very cool. McKenna,
Yeah,
you're
that's
always
right.
working on something, I feel like.
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff coming up with Conrad Studios with my friend Conrad Farah. He directs everything. So yeah, definitely a lot of stuff there. Always making new stuff.
You got one premiering tomorrow.
Yeah, at the 48.
That you did with Conrad?
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
You've probably seen some things I've done.
We've heard the things you've done.
It's 48. Cherry's coming out.
Oh yeah, Cherry.
You might see my face in that. And then all those progressive commercials that have been out for at the Brown Stadium. I was the sound person for those.
Oh, were you really? That's funny because
Yeah.
I edited those commercials.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Dustin, don't you work at Progressive?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. So I saw like I have the footage, like the raw footage on my computer, and I noticed a few people like on the set, like, in between takes. I don't think I spotted you, Jordan, but I saw a couple of the guys from Aldous Mustache, Jeff Lang and Alex Control. I think they were in the props or art department.
Sound guy shouldn't be seen.
True. Yeah. Get that boom out of the shot. Which you did a pretty good job of on this film.
Nice. I've got a short film I'm writing over the winter, and then maybe going to try to shoot it next summer. So I'll let you guys know about that. I think it's going to be a pretty original take on a kind of a bank robbery.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it should be fun. Yeah. if this took the audience on a bit of a ride, I think that this one will too, in terms of just the adrenaline of it. So I'm really excited to plan it and whatnot.
Oh, sweet. I just actually
I,
shot a film last weekend, not a 48, but something I had scripted ahead of time, with a very small cast and crew. We shot completely outdoors. It's kind of like a sci-fi Western post-apocalyptic type deal, about a woman who is kind of wandering across the country to find her son. And
wow,
it's a short, I think it's going to be a web series. It's called Even Fall, and we just filmed the first chapter, and I think ultimately I want to do like maybe 4 or 5 chapters and film each one over the course of a different season. So this first chapter takes place in fall, so we shot this past weekend, got some nice fall foliage. The next one, again, I haven't written it yet, but I would like to shoot it over the winter, do a spring chapter, and then a summer, and then maybe end with one more fall chapter. But kind of tell this story of, her. It would be kind of like serialized, like Mandalorian. Like every episode, she meets like a few different characters, gets into a situation, gets another piece of the puzzle to keep moving forward until the end. So it went really well over the weekend. I'm currently starting to edit it. But again, like there was probably a crew. I think there was like 3 or 4 of us on crew, and then mainly just 2 or 3 actors total. So keeping it very small, both just because of the story, and then 2 because COVID. But if anyone's interested in maybe talking over like what we could do for future chapters, I think I reached out to a couple of you for like effects and ideas. Like we were able to swing it with what we had to work with. Scott Brocious kind of helped out too, which was
Yeah,
nice.
he called me.
Yeah.
I was filming with Johnny Woo, so
yeah, I know you said that. Yeah, so but yeah, for maybe the winter episode, I don't know. We'll see how things shake out. I'd like to write it, and if we find people to help, that would be great. But yeah, that's what we're working on next.
Nice.
I have a film coming out in a couple months starring McKenna. Well, I worked on it, but it's a modern take on Red Riding Hood called Shades of Red, Conrad Studios.
Oh,
putting that out. There's a trailer. There's a couple trailers out there actually, and there's some behind the scenes that are on Instagram and whatnot. But I think, is that coming out December? Is that what he said, McKenna?
I think he's premiering it at his film festival that he's doing, the one on December 5th. It's called the Sunset and Stars Film Festival, I think that's when he's premiering it.
Is that
Numerus Duo is in that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you'll and it'll be an in-studio thing, so you get to hear a crowd for the first time,
That sounds good.
Is that where's that gonna be at?
I think Atlas, right?
Yeah, that's the last email I got. Atlas Cinemas.
And is he? Wasn't it originally a drive-in? Wasn't it?
It was.
Yes.
I think. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was in Dayton this past weekend filming there, and I did something in Kentucky. It was a PSA for domestic violence. That was called Dark Puppet. And then we just released last week another, because it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month for October. It's on my Facebook page. It's called Makeup. So it's a pretty powerful PSA for domestic violence. That's what I've been doing. Oh, we did a music video for what's that?
What were you filming in Dayton?
A film called Undeserving, I think. Undeserving.
Okay.
Just yeah.
That's where I live.
Really-
So I just wondered what was going on there.
Oh, technically we were in Tip City, so a little north
Yes,
of
a little
Dayton.
north of it. Yeah.
That's where we were.
Okay.
We did a music video for a band that's on a German record label, and the music video got banned in Germany because apparently you can't kidnap and cut somebody in half with a chainsaw. So
Who would have thought?
it got banned.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why we
I
love
still-
America.
Watch it here.
You can cut anybody out in half that you want.
That's right.
Yeah. It's on YouTube right now. But yeah, it's called Scissors. That's the name of the song by the band called Hell and Back.
I've been laying down commentary tracks for my friend's backyard wrestling show.
That sounds awesome.
Nice. That does sound cool.
Wrestling on YouTube.
Yeah.
Check it out. It's fun. I'm Father John.
Nice.
What's it called?
It's Shack Show Wrestling on YouTube. They
All
got,
right.
like,
Put it in
3
the chat.
right now, and I think they're going to be releasing another one, and then they have one where it's Joe Biden and Trump mask. They're both wearing. They're having a debate match.
Oh, that sounds great.
That's awesome.
For the debate,
That's how the debate should go anyway.
For the election.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Tables, ladders, chairs match.
I think we'd
I
all
missed that show, Celebrity Deathmatch. They
Oh
should do
yeah,
that.
I heard it was
yeah.
supposed to come back out.
I
I
love
hope
that.
it's true.
Nice.
That'd be great.
You have to have someone in a Ruth Bader Ginsburg mask come out with like a ghost shroud come out and kill them both.
Oh, yeah.
Like a
I'll
big
do that.
hand.
Can I do
Yeah,
that?
that's the only way to do it.
That'd be great.
Cut them in half, and then it can't show in Germany.
Yeah.
I think
Death from
America's
above,
rule
that's the
stops at
finishing move.
dates.
But yeah, if anyone needs any thing to watch during quarantine other than this film, of course, The Freak Show, spelled FREKESHOWE, on YouTube. I have a quarantine playlist where I made all films 100% safely. No people were interacting with each other directly. Everyone shot themselves. And I've been making films like that. I think I made my 7th one this week, 2 weekends ago. And that one's called The Pirates, or the Princess and the Pirates, and it'll be premiering technically 2 hours earlier than you're seeing this. Other than that, I got a couple of web series in the works. One does want me to drop the name. That one is North Coast Singles. It's kind of an interesting take on dating during COVID. Also shot safely with everyone shooting themselves, and we're hoping to drop that within the next month.
Nice.
Cool.
All right. Well, hey, this was really great. Thank you guys all for being here. And I've been wanting to do this obviously for a while, so this was good. I'm glad everyone was able to be a part of it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, thanks for
Thank you.
organizing.
Thanks for having us.
Thank
Yeah.
you,
Everybody
Nick,
again.
for being the person
Good
that
seeing you all.
made all this.
I feel bonded with everybody now. So
Yeah.
Zoom hugs.
What's it? What is it? It looks sort of creepy though.